Hello everyone. As we approach the end of 2020, still in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic and another lockdown, I wanted to update you all on how our finances are faring as we look to 2021. Back in July, I explained in my video update that the drop we were forecasting in our income would far outweigh the cost savings that we would be likely to make. The result of this was that we anticipated needing to use £42,000 of our reserves to see us through to the end of 2020. I'm pleased to say that since then, the situation for 2020 has improved. Following a number of generous one-off donations received in July, October and earlier this month, along with regular giving continuing, we're now forecasting to need to use around £15,000 of our reserves by the end of this year. This improved situation really is an answer to prayer, so thank you to everyone for helping us to get to this point. We're now looking ahead into 2021 as we try to set some sort of a budget. As you can imagine, predicting how our finances may look as we enter what will hopefully be the year when some sort of normality returns at some point makes this a real challenge. We very much appreciate that we are also sharing this message at a time when the finances of many families and individuals will be at their most stretched. We're approaching Christmas, and additionally, many employers have to consider how the end of the furlough scheme in March will impact on their workforce. Nevertheless, we need to be prepared just like any other church and any other charity. We're very fortunate at St Nick's as, over the years, we have enjoyed excellent ministry, services and events in our wonderful and well-equipped buildings. As we enter what will without doubt be one of the most challenging years we have faced financially, the PCC, as well as the wider church family, need to consider whether the life of our church that we have been used to in the past is still possible. Our initial draft budget for 2021 is showing a cash shortfall of around £32,000. The PCC have been considering what cost reductions could be made, and unsurprisingly, to have a meaningful impact, some difficult and potentially painful suggestions are on the table. We can't tackle this shortfall through cost cutting alone, and are sharing this message about the challenge for next year earlier than usual to help set the budget. Understanding now the extent to which the St Nick's Church family can share the tackling of the shortfall we face will help us to know which cost cuts need to remain on the table as we look to finalise the budget for 2021. We are under no illusions that the rainy day that our reserves are intended to help us through is well and truly here, and we will without doubt be calling upon some of our reserves this year. However, given the difficult decisions we will need to make in terms of cost reductions that we don't want to make in haste, and after the fantastic fundraising efforts that the church family have delivered recently during our harvest appeal and the setting up of a CAP Blessings Fund, it felt right that we share the message of the challenge we face before we finalise the budget rather than after. This message is in no way meant to be a guilt trip, and as already mentioned, we know this is a time of financial uncertainty for all, so increasing or maintaining your current levels of giving may not be possible. All we ask is that you prayerfully consider how you may be able to help us tackle the challenge we face in 2021 and respond accordingly. The challenge next year is due in part to the anticipated slow recovery of income from letting out our buildings. We hope and pray that this will recover back to normal levels in 2022. In the meantime, it means that one-off donations are all the more relevant in 2021. We of course value and indeed rely very heavily on regular giving too, so however you feel you can help and to whatever extent, please do. Every contribution is valued, appreciated and will be used to fund the work we do as a church to bring and be good news to Newbury. No gift is too small to give. If you are able to increase your giving or need to decrease your giving as we approach 2021, it would be really useful for our Stewardship Secretary, Shalini Phillip, to know about it. She can be contacted at stewardship@st-nicks.org. If you have any questions or feedback on anything I have said or about the finances of St Nick's, then please do get in touch with me at treasurer@st-nicks.org. Alternatively, both Shalini and I can be contacted via the church office. Please do be praying for the finances of our church as you pray for the life of our church. We have always been very blessed at St Nick's, and while significant financial challenges lie ahead, as they undoubtedly do for every other church, we must remember all we have to be thankful for and to give praise to God, for he will provide. Thank you.